have draws for the World Championships. We were going to do this video back at the resort because we had the draws then, but they plot twisted on us in a major, major way. We'll get into all of that. So they changed the brackets, so we came back home, and now it's whatever it is, 9:30 here. So we're doing this video. Starting with the big news. David Taylor originally was set to wrestle Sadulaev in the semis and then Gazimpur, the two-time world champ from Iran, in the finals. Now, after the redraw, this is not a joke. This is not a typo. David Taylor is wrestling Abdul Rashid Sadulaev. Round 1, first match. It's guaranteed to happen. This is so insane. And then Gazimpur
is topside with him.
Would be a semifinal.
Semifinal, yep.
So this is totally crazy. We can get into... I guess I should also mention, like, there was like a seating issue or something wasn't factored in, and they needed to factor it in, so now it is factored in, and that resulted in completely new brackets. So this is a very, very crazy, unprecedented thing that's happening. But, I mean, there's not much to say about David Taylor's draw, but why don't you try to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We talked about it before. It really reminds you of his first World Championships, where he draws reigning World Olympic champion Hassan Yazdani very first round.
Yes.
And then beats him, goes on this incredible run to win his first world title. And now it's like full circle, last Worlds, he gets Sadulaev first round. So it's like, man.
So poetic.
Yeah, talk about like a storybook ending. Like this is one of them, right?
It could be. And man, it's like you go from excitement to nervousness because like, man, like there's also the reality, well, one of those guys is not going to place.
Yeah.
Like, Cameron Gazimpur of Iran is, or Sadulaev or David Taylor, one of those three is not placing. Just about how they do the medal. So it's a crazy, crazy outcome. We haven't seen something like this really since Taylor Yazdani in round 1. Thoughts on, good, bad? I think for David catching Sadulaev off the scale, just from a wrestling perspective, that's edge David. I think there's an excitement level on David's side if I had to guess about this. And I think with Sadulaev, first time wrestling down at 92 kilos in quite some time. I'm assuming allowance for his trials based on how he looked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that could be a factor as well.
For sure, yeah. And we've seen like the pictures of him online, like, try to overanalyze a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But, dude, Sadulaev's like face kind of looked like way skinnier.
For the first time in a long time.
Yeah, than normal. And so you got to imagine it's somewhat of a cut for him. And knowing that David Taylor doesn't get tired, the pace that he wrestles at. So you think it could be a thing, but I mean, we're gonna find out. Right?
Yeah.
Quick.
We'll find out right away.
Yeah.
That'll happen on Wednesday morning.
5:30 a.m. Eastern time.
5:30 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Set your alarm. Start planning your sleep schedule around this, and make sure you're awake to watch this because it's truly a historic match.
Yeah, it's going to be special for sure.
I'm going to go down to 79.
79.
The weight of Jordan Burroughs. We thought he had Nakoti round 1, and he did in the initial draws. So we're like, oh my God. I'm not as worried about Nakoti, but of the like Mount Rushmore of threats to Jordan, he's on it.
They wrestled in the World Finals 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then to meet first round would be nuts.
So he's good. But Jordan has been able to beat him. But now not round 1. So what does Jordan's path for his potential 8th World and Olympic title look like?
Yeah, he's still on the same side as Nakoti, but they wouldn't meet until the quarters. And so
quarters?
Yes, quarters is when they would meet. And so he's still going to have, a tough path. He'll have a couple former Russians before Nakoti, and then likely Kenchadze, who's a world silver medalist in the semis. The Russian who is young, and I think we both think is probably the greatest threat.
Yes.
He's on the bottom side. So normally Jordan is on the same side as Russians, but this time they wouldn't meet until the finals.
So this could be poetic in the inverse because he could finally face a Russian in the final. This is something he's talked openly about. Like, it's always Russia, it's always the semis. Never wrestled him in the finals. I think it would be cool if he got to wrestle Russian. Hopefully we get there. Hopefully David gets there. But definitely history on the line here at 79.
Yeah.
So we feel good about Jordan's draw. It's not ideal, but
he's definitely not getting scrubs.
Yeah,
like he's gonna have legit guys. First 2 rounds, he'll be tested right away. But with how we saw him look at trials, feel real confident.
Yeah, it's cool that he had to go through a bracket there, right? He wasn't sitting out. He had to run a not a gauntlet like this, but he had to beat some tough guys along the way. So that's good.
Yep.
Okay, want to check out his Nebraska Cornhusker teammate, James Green?
James Green, he's on the bottom side of the bracket. Pretty good draw, you know, relative to the depth of this weight class. He's got an Iranian who transferred to Canada, which don't see too often.
Classic.
Yeah, Beabani, who Aiden Valencia beat within the last year. So feel good about that matchup for James Green. And he wouldn't see a world medalist until the quarters.
Okay.
Kazakhstan's Kapanov is a former world medalist. And then semifinal, you know, semifinals are always tough. There's a good little group down in that quarter. Ramazanov, who was world silver last year. Kujiev, who's beaten a lot of good guys, just beat Tolga Tumuricher, just teched him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but still, I think James can make the finals.
Yeah.
For sure. Russia's on the top side. Shuriev, who I think is the best, probably one of the best guys in the bracket for sure. So, but I like James's draw. Feel good about it.
That's great. And for James, man, he seems so excited. Talking with him today in the interview. Make sure you check it out. It's already up on the site. Should be on YouTube soon. And he seemed real excited for the opportunity to kind of show a different James Green from the last couple of years of his competition at 70. He was so limited by injuries, and now he's fully healthy, feeling good. He's like literally wasn't able to get in a wrestling stance for a lot of his competition. He was changing his lead leg, all to compensate around this injury. That has totally been rectified. And so James feels like this is his opportunity to show a different James Green. And the James Green that he's trying to be different from is a multiple world medalist, like an extremely elite wrestler. So super excited to see what James can do at 70. And then let's go to Vito, 61 kilograms. How's it looking for the reigning world champion at 61?
Yeah, the original draw was Aguyev like right off the bat, and so Vito.
Was it round one?
It was either round one or round two, something crazy. But Aguyev has Ono, the U20 world champ, round one. And Vito wouldn't see Ono or Aguyev, the winner of that, until the semis. So they're all on the same side of the bracket, but Vito wouldn't get them till the semis. There is one dark horse that Vito could face in the quarters, and that's Azamat Tuskayev, who's a Russian transfer representing Serbia now. Tuskayev had been like top 3 at 57 for like the past 10 years in Russia. Like really, really high level guy. So that's kind of like maybe a little trap match there. Like a little sneaky.
So how early would that be?
That would be Vito's second match, quarterfinals. Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's interesting because similar to 92, the 3 big dogs, Vito, Aguyev, and Ono, one of them will not place. And we just hope it's not the USA guy. It was interesting meeting Ono. Ono, a big USA Wrestling fan, you can tell. Because he interrupted, if you haven't seen our Vito interview, check it out. Because he literally walks in the middle of it to introduce himself to Vito. Very friendly. And then as we were talking with David Taylor, and he came over and was like wanting to introduce himself to him. So he's definitely a USA Wrestling fan, but we can root for him unless Vito's wrestling.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. If you had to grade these draws, like A, B, C, or D in terms of difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, David Taylor is the hardest draw you could possibly get.
Yeah.
Right?
But there are no tough draws.
Well, he's a tough draw.
He is.
So
Sadulaev
got the toughest draw you could possibly get. You know?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not doing a bit right now. 100% Sadulaev is like probably not super pumped that this is his draw. There's no way he wants that. And I think David Taylor's pumped.
Yeah. So, yeah, that I mean, I cannot believe that happened in 92.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
nuts.
Because we kind of joked about it happening. You're like, oh, round one, and then like, I don't know math at all, really. I tried to learn as little as possible in school and was successful. Well, what are the odds? There are like 29 guys in the bracket that they would hit in round one. It's not high.
Yeah.
So totally crazy. Yeah, incredible. Action gets started for men's freestyle Wednesday. 5:30 a.m. Eastern. Wednesday, Thursday, all 4 weights. That's it. Thanks. We'll be making content all week long from Worlds. Check out our interviews. We got brackets on the site. We got everything you need on FloWrestling. Thanks.
Give us a little squeeze.
Give us a little squeeze. All right. If it's over 100, we're going to win 4 golds. Hold on.
Start.
I have to hit start. Sorry, I get nervous. Let me make sure it's to my exact. You know what? I'm just gonna rip.
Just rip it. Lots riding on this. Oh, that's good.
170. Wait, did you use 2 hands?
No.
It says 179.
John saw.
Dang, yeah, I was here. I was right here. I saw it.
179.6.
All right, it's official.
We're gonna win.
Worlds.